It's Tuesday, December 16th, 2008.
Don't be afraid. It's Middle Eye.
Hey, welcome back to Middle Eye.
I love Tuesdays.
Let's get into this. Starting off, you know what it is, world news. French President Nicolas Sarkozy warned on Tuesday that the European Union could turn into an industrial wasteland without government help for manufacturers hit hard by the global financial crisis. We cannot be the only continent in the world that does not support its builders and manufacturers, he said. We have to help our industrial infrastructure. Sarkozy said in an assembly today, otherwise we are going to see an industrial wasteland. European car makers deserve our help, he said, especially if the United States gives subsidies to its struggling auto sector. France should consider an auto load program helping consumers buy environmentally friendly new vehicles, he said.
Don't tase me, bro!
Amnesty International warns against lethal tasers.
Taser.
Taser guns used by police forces around the world deliver a 50,000 volt shock to disable suspects. A report by the human rights group said taser shocks caused or contributed to dozens of deaths in the U.S. Amnesty urged governments to limit their deployment to life-threatening situations or suspend their use. In its report on the use of tasers, U.S. Amnesty said between 2001 and August 2008, 334 Americans died after being subjected to a taser shock, with medical examiners and coroners concluding that at least 50 of the deaths were caused or contributed to by the shock. The report's author, Angela Wright, a researcher for Amnesty International, says, the problem with tasers is that they're inherently open to abuse, as they are easy to carry and easy to use and can inflict severe pain at the push of a button without leaving substantial marks. French police found a package of explosives at the Printemps department store complex in central Paris today. A spokeswoman at Paris police headquarters said a warning about the explosives had been sent Tuesday morning to the French news agency, which alerted the police. The discovery of the explosives at the height of the Christmas shopping season threw the area into confusion, with traffic backed up as police cordoned off streets around Printemps. The store, on the elegant Boulevard Haussmann, in the heart of one of the French capital's main shopping districts, is packed with shoppers and tourists this time of year. President Nicolas Sarkozy,
he gets a lot of attention on Middle Eye today.
speaking from the eastern French city of Strasbourg, said in a live television statement that the devices had no detonators attached.
No detonators? Doesn't that kind of defeat the point? Didn't you just waste whatever kind of explosive it was? What was the point of that exactly?
He said that the French police were analyzing the devices, and he called for calm and vigilance. Security agents at the scene said the explosives had been discovered in a restroom on the third floor of the Printemps men's store, one of the three Printemps buildings in the complex. All three stores were evacuated. President-elect Obama is set to announce Arne Duncan, the head of the Chicago Public School District, as his choice for Education Secretary at a news conference today. Duncan has headed the Illinois City's Public Schools District since 2001. It's the third largest district in the nation. Like Obama, he is a graduate of Harvard University. Obama and Duncan often play basketball together, and Duncan was one of those who played with the president-elect in the game on Election Day.
I am the car czar.
The U.S. Treasury may adopt a plan that would let car czar or the Treasury Secretary force General Motors Corp. And Chrysler into bankruptcy if the automakers don't show that they can survive without the government aid. GM and Chrysler would be required to submit viability plans by March 31st or lose any further U.S. support. Carl Levin, a Democrat from Michigan, told reporters in Detroit yesterday the Treasury plan would resemble a measure passed by the U.S. House last week that was rejected by the Senate. The administration isn't likely to reach a decision on aid until later this week, with tomorrow being the earliest. In tech news, if you haven't upgraded to Leopard yet, and you still have Mac OS X 10.4.1, also known as Tiger, Apple has released a new security update. Following Monday's Mac OS X 10.5.6 update, Apple released the Security Update 2008-008 for Mac OS X 10.4.11 users. The Tiger update includes many of the same security fixes found in Mac OS X 10.5.6. The security update corrects issues related to certain file downloads, core graphics, core services, Adobe's Flash Player plugin, libsystem, internet sharing, and OpenISO files. Security Update 2008-008 is available for the Intel and PowerPC based Macs via the Software Update application or as a downloadable installer at the Apple Support website.
PCs, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Internet Explorer is still unsafe. A malignant security flaw found in all versions of Microsoft's Internet Explorer browser has yet to be fixed, and the problem is spreading. Microsoft detailed the flaw in a security update blog post 6 days ago. Since then, the problem has spread across the globe, hitting at least 2 million computers. Internet Explorer is currently being used by 69% of web surfers. The flaw hides inside the data binding function of the browser and causes Internet Explorer to quit unexpectedly and reopen vulnerable to prying eyes. So far, most of the attacks have been geographically centered on China and have been used for the purposes of stealing computer game passwords. But with a flaw as gap-toothed as this, the possibilities of nefarious action could include massive theft of personal information, such as administrative computer passwords and financial data. Microsoft even recommended switching to other browsers until this problem is fixed.
Middle-eye suggestion? Use Safari on a Mac. It's that time again. Michigan news, baby.
Hemlock, a solar power technology company, says it will invest up to $1 billion in Michigan,
$1 billion.
creating about 300 jobs. Hemlock Semiconductor Corp. told the Michigan Economic Growth Authority about its plans Monday morning, and the Economic Development Panel formalized tax breaks for the project. The company also said it's spending up to $1.2 billion on a site in Clarksville, Tennessee, that eventually will employ up to 900 people. Hemlock says its total investment could reach $3 billion. Good news? With some more good news. Gerber plans to expand in Fremont. New jobs may be headed to the Newaygo County community of Fremont. Officials with Gerber Products, along with state and local leaders, will announce a new program Wednesday that will allow the baby food giant to expand its facilities to Fremont. The company will take advantage of the agricultural renaissance zones. Much like the renaissance zones that have been used to give tax breaks to promote business growth in poor areas of urban cities, the agricultural zones will give companies tax breaks for doing businesses in rural areas. In Fremont's case, the tax breaks allow Gerber to expand operations in Newaygo County. A company has to guarantee a certain amount of investment and job creation to get the breaks. Gerber is expected to outline those numbers with the plan as announced tomorrow. Meyer says people are using their gift cards for gas and everyday needed items rather than gifting to themselves. Rob Fleener, Vice President of Marketing for Meyer, said, "We saw the trend begin earlier this year when gasoline prices spiked. In a tough economy, many consumers who receive gift cards are choosing to use them for items they really need, rather than splurging on a gift for themselves." He also said the increase for Meyer is clearly based on the flexibility of a Meyer gift card and the ability to purchase a variety of items with the card. Just as the use of Meyer gift cards shifted towards gasoline purchases at the peak of gasoline prices last summer, they anticipate a continued increase in the use of gift cards for grocery purposes as the economic conditions remain strained. That's the news for today, December 16th, 2008. Thank you once again for tuning into Middle Eye. Be sure to check out our blog at middleeye.blogspot.com. And as always, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. I thank you and appreciate you guys. Have a good one.